Welcome back into the studio. Joining me right now with GJPD is Officer Olsen. How you doing today, young man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I can't complain at all. I can't complain, you know. So Halloween season is just coming up. And with that being in mind, what are some safety tips for the trick-or-treat or for parents for their young trick-or-treaters?
Biggest thing we want people to be concerned about is just being visible. Obviously, you know, it's going to be dark outside. Most of these kids are going to be running around. They're excited. We just want them to pay attention. We want their parents to be paying attention for cars, you know, just hazards, stuff like that, so they're not tripping, you know, they're not getting hit by a car. Biggest thing we recommend is having them carry a flashlight, or if they don't want to carry around flashlights, you know, glow sticks are really cheap. Just have them wear some glow sticks and at least give them something to be seen, right?
Yes, sir, visible.
So, yeah,
yes,
visible.
Sir. So speaking about that driving, what about for the drivers, Officer Olsen? As a driver, how could you be extra cautious for said trick-or-treaters?
Yeah, it's just exactly what you said. I mean, we just need to be extra careful, right? When we're driving, we know these kids are going to be out there. They're going to be out there on Sunday night. They're probably going to be more out there on Monday night. Just making sure that when you're pulling into your driveway, when you're driving through your neighborhood, that we're taking extra precautions to just look for these kids, right? Yes. Some of them may be in dark clothing. Just, you know, be paying attention and put the distractions down, right? We don't want people on their cell phones or making phone calls. You know, tonight maybe not be the night for that, if you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
So.
A distraction for me personally would be walking while eating candy, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But keeping in mind with the candy, what should parents look for? You know, like I've seen some reports of razor blades and like stuff like that in the mixing candy. What should parents look out for with that?
Yeah, so, I mean, the biggest thing we want parents to be concerned with is I understand there's a huge temptation to get that candy and like, hey, I'm hungry, I want a piece of candy right now. But we would just maybe ask that the kids wait till they get home to open up their candy, right? Have the parents maybe just go through it with them, especially for the younger kids. If you've got candy that's homemade, probably not the best thing to be eating, right? If you've got candy that's the wrapper looks like it's been torn or opened, I mean, just, you know, common sense, right?
Good
like
judgment.
just, yeah, good judgment. We don't want to be eating candy that's not in a wrapper, doesn't look like it's been manufactured by, you know, Hershey's or the normal people that are making candy, right?
Yes, sir.
So just be cautious with that kind of stuff. And
yes, sir. So, Officer Olsen, you know, we were all once teenagers once, right? So, about the teenagers that kind of, you know, don't want the parents to tag along with them. They want to go with their friends and trick or treat. How should parents be worried about the safety of those older teenagers?
Yeah, I mean, I remember that was the best part about trick or treating was when you got to go without your parents, right? Yeah. So, the biggest thing there is just pre-planning their route so that you know where they're going to be, having them be in a familiar area that they are comfortable with, that they know their way around, they're not going to get lost, and then just going with a group of friends, right? I mean, they all have phones these days, so we can kind of keep tabs on them that way, but, you know, yeah, pre-planning those routes and just making sure that you know where they're going to be or the general area, so if anything happens, you know where to look for them.
Yes, sir. One last question for you, Officer Olsen. So for the homeowners of the parents that want to trick-or-treat, like, is there anything like they should keep visible or like a sign or something like that to let you know they are trick-or-treating? Yeah,
so I mean, the biggest thing for me growing up was always like, if your lights are on, you're open for business, right?
Yes,
you turn the porch lights off, they're done for the night. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir. Well, Officer Olsen, thank you so much for stopping by and giving some tips for the parents out there. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem.